about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.
That was great sounds. Water with Outside on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island Rays, Elm City Made. The one and the only Mr. EZ BlueZ is in the building. And you already know who he is. It's already been 20 episodes so far, but if you're just listening for the first time, he's the OG blurred supervillain to many, superhero to the ones that matter. He is the professor, and then every Monday right here on the New Haven Independent page and WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Three nerds venting, three grown men who decided to have this as our therapy to talk about pop culture, the things we like, the things we don't like, the things, we just want to stay the same, and the things we also want to bring back. Thank you for joining us real quick. Also, mind you, I always wanted to let you know in the beginning of each episode, everything we say is pre-recorded. So we will tackle the topics nerd-wise that you want to talk about. It's just each three of us have separate lives, and we like to have a little structured way of life. And if we talk about something really late, it is pre-recorded. We will talk about it in the foreseeable future as these episodes air. And one most important rule of Three Nerds Venting, spoilers. We will give it away. We don't care. Yep. We don't care if you did not see this or not. We will give spoilers away. There is no hitting messages. There's no bluntness because we have passed the age of doing that. This is not high school. This is not middle school. This is not even the early years of college. If something happens, and if we all seen the product collectively between us three, we will tell about it. Spoiler alert. Daredevil. Let's talk about it, guys.
Let's talk
Daredevil,
about it.
Born Again, episodes 1 through 6. I know we talked about the first two episodes that we really liked. I see no problems here. I loved everything between episode 1 to 6 so far. I even loved the filler episode in the bank robbery with Matt Murdock and Mr. Khan, Miss Marvel's father. Just talking stuff out. And I love what's next to come. So I love the slow build up. I love that we're not really seeing him in the suit too much. It's great storytelling. And I'm for this. I'm definitely for this when it comes to a series, and it makes you wait for the great payoff in that season finale. Because the season 2 stuff that we're going to get soon is going to be amazing. It's going to be team ups, and there's going to be stuff that they want. So I think Marvel is right now listening to the fans. They're learning from their past mistakes. And that's my spill on it. So either Professor or Easy can take the mantle off this one. Go right ahead.
Would you like to go, sir?
I'll leave it to you, sir.
Okay, right. Easy. I'm surprised. Go ahead, Easy.
To be honest,
sir.
I like the show. I've heard some things. There's some people that grumble about the show, which doesn't make sense to me because it's old school storytelling.
Yeah,
it's a good process. Somebody who will remain nameless because I don't remember who it was, but somebody said, as we got more of Daredevil in She-Hulk than we got in the first 6 episodes of his own show. And but Matt Murdock's been in every episode, and Matt Murdock's Daredevil. So if it's Matt Murdock's story, it's Daredevil's story.
That's true.
Stop it. People so mean and mad for no reason.
If that's your 2 cents, that's your 2 cents, man. That's all I got to say. If that's your 2 cents,
that's my 2 cents.
I'm totally okay with that. If that's your 2 cents, sir. Oh man,
2 cents.
Professor, your honest reactions, good, bad, and ugly. Daredevil so far between 1 to 6.
So
yes,
I think that it's a brilliant stroke. What's happening? What I see is masterful storytelling. I see incredible setups for future both characters and storylines.
Yes, sir.
I see because again, thinking about what you were just saying, Easy, yeah, he hasn't been in the suit. It's called Daredevil Born Again. I
Yeah.
mean, what is the title of the show? He was not going to be a vigilante anymore, and it's bringing him back. It's calling him back. So yeah, it's going to take him a while to actually put the suit on. I think that that last episode with him fighting Muse. By the way, Muse was handing it to him too. I kind of
He
dig that.
was.
Yeah,
He
he was
was.
kind of handing it to him, and I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like the idea of him saving Ayala's niece, Hector's niece. I
Yeah,
love
that was
that.
awesome. That was
That was
awesome.
perfect. That was
That was
perfect.
awesome.
He has the right
Respect.
amount of fire to put her in contention to become the next White Tiger.
Oh yeah, I can't
I
wait.
love what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I also like and how I feel is it's also setting up so it won't be so hokey looking, the street level stuff.
Right.
We got the tease of seeing Punisher, right?
Right.
But and so all these things that I'm seeing them do,
Mm-hmm.
it's all the right moves. It's all the right moves. So I dig it. There's nothing negative I can say about it. The only thing negative I can say about it is I want to see more. I can't wait for
Same.
more. And you know what I
Same.
mean? So I like what they're doing. And the fact that they're also you're seeing this real interesting thing with Kingpin.
Mm.
So he's supposed to be a changed man. He's not supposed to be the kingpin of crime anymore. He's supposed
Right.
to just be mayor, this and that. But we see those little glimmers of like he's a chameleon, which is really brilliant. He's a chameleon. Like you see who he really is behind everything. But he's playing the mayor role. And if I'm being honest, I think he genuinely wants to be the mayor to make a change, but he wants to do it his way.
Yeah, his own
It's
change. That
yeah,
correct. Yeah.
it's
You
real
said it right. You
real
said it right.
Doctor Doomish,
It
right? It's
is.
real Doctor
It
Doomish.
is.
So I don't know. I there's nothing negative I could say about it. The action, the storyline, everything about it is written masterfully. The acting has been amazing. There's not one thing that I can say that's a negative about this show. So well done, Marvel. But well done.
My predictions.
Go.
There is one of my favorite comics of the Daredevil series called Devil's Reign. That's
Yes.
when Kingpin was the mayor.
Yes.
But there's certain images that I saw online where you see the black Daredevil suit with
the black suit, the real one with the D's,
with the two fire D's on it, which I think is very appropriate leading in with this series. So I think they're slow burning it, and it's going to lead to more team ups because in that Devil's Reigns.
Remember who he was with. Remember?
Yeah, he was with Iron Fist. He was with Luke Cage.
No,
go ahead.
That was right before he started doing stuff with. Remember he took over the Hand.
He did take over the Hand. That's right. He did.
Remember that? And he was
did take over the Hand.
Listen, this is.
I think it's done right. I think it's gonna lead up to that. I really think it's gonna lead up to that, which I'm really, really excited for. Professor, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while since I read the comic. I know Spider-Man's in that comic too.
Yeah.
And they did mention Spider-Man, I believe, episode 2. They mentioned the wall crawler.
Yep.
And if things, I believe, go their way, because I think Marvel has learned from the past mistakes, and I think is going in a decent direction from my perception and my standpoint. Is maybe a Tom Holland cameo next season. Maybe
that would be dope. That would be dope.
Maybe
it'd be appropriate. It would be appropriate.
It'd be appropriate. Like maybe for like I don't know 2-3 minutes, him helping them in a fight, or a talking cameo with Peter Parker, which I think would be very appropriate for the Devil's Reign storyline. Yeah, because I think it was like episode 4 or 5. You saw the Swordsman. He was he was in
that was dope. Series.
That was like talking with them. Yeah, they're really connecting these worlds. And like there was some nonsense that I saw online where people didn't like Miss Marvel's father in that bank episode, but it let you know that everything was really connected.
She was a
It didn't
street
give
level
too much
hero.
away. Yeah, it didn't give it too much away. He said he was from Jersey. You know, it was a very honest conversation. It was well put acting into it too. So I think people are like nitpicking a little bit too much. And
I agree.
It's one of those times where you don't need the superhero suit often. Like you're anticipating it. It's for that great payoff. Kind of like what the first season of Daredevil did, where people really don't know, because there was a lot of really iconic scenes and moments where, you know, he was transitioning into the red suit, where he was going into there for season 1, which made it so good. People were focused on the storyline and the great acting with everybody. We're talking about pre-John Berthal, pre-Punisher in that season 1, when they were leading up into it. And then when he finally puts that red suit on for the first time, it felt something. It felt a moment. That's
right.
what I think we're going to see, because episode 6, which I really loved, you saw how both men, who I feel are going to be working together within these next 2 episodes with Fisk and Murdoch, you saw them can't help it but be them true selves. Like when Fisk, spoiler, like I said before we give out spoilers, had that prisoner in there, and he couldn't help it but go with these evil ways and just beat the prisoner to death. Like he couldn't help it, he had to, because because he was doing the mayorly duties, and he felt too reserved. You know, he just had to do that. Back when Murdoch had to save the White Tiger's, I believe, niece, right? White Tiger's niece. He felt like he had no choice but to go back as a vigilante and fight Muse and get where he's at. You know, so I really am leading for this prediction. I really strongly believe this is going to be true with Muse is getting Vanessa. I strongly feel this is going to happen, because that's the only way I see these two actually joining forces.
Right.
For a brief, with a capital B, a brief amount of time to fight that evil that's really getting them.
Now, here's something, as you're saying it, here's something that I was thinking about just now as you were speaking.
Yeah.
What if him, like Daredevil, not being able to save Vanessa, right? That's what's in this over the edge.
That's a good point. Go ahead.
That's what could make him go really hard about the, you know, mass vigilante thing, and that could be the thing that really sets him off to, like, kind of shut the whole mass vigilante thing down. That could be it. And he can, like, kind of blame Daredevil for not getting there that, you know, quick enough or whatever. So, I mean, again, he already drew his line in the sand in regards to the mass vigilantes. But that could be, you see, I lost my wife as a result of da-da-da, boom, boom, boom. And that just cements his point. And that's what gets everybody else on his side for having, like, stopping mass vigilantes. And I would love to see this whole thing play out. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I really believe Muse is going to get away. Episode 8, I believe Muse is going to get away. And I believe... and this is what I strongly stand by. I feel you don't need to kill villains too early. Because there were so many MCU villains that were just killed way too early, or done inappropriately wrong. Like Zemo, for example, done inappropriately wrong. Crossbones killed way too early when there's so much material you could have used with Crossbones. Hela, Thor and Loki's sister, killed way too often when you could have used her in so many material for Thor. You know, and when they need to stop that narrative. And I feel if they don't kill him off, it's a step into the right direction.
I don't think they will.
Yeah.
I don't think they will because, I think that one, they learned, but two, if they kill off, because I'm thinking about the Thunderbolts, right?
Right.
They can't kill the Sentry like that. Just they can't.
No,
there's nobody.
There's
nobody. Right. So
absolutely.
I'm thinking that this is gonna be their way of saying, all right, now we got to introduce some bigger threats, and it makes it whole really grand. And now we got to introduce some powerhouse characters. Let's make it really grand. So, but them killing off characters and stuff, no, they live to fight another day. That was always Doom's thing. It's like, yeah, I didn't beat you this time, but bro, I'll be back.
Oh,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
So,
that's what made us want to read the comic again.
Yes, because you knew he was
watch
up to something.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that this trend, and you know who did it? You know who did it? I think it was like the Daredevil series and some like BlueZ.
Yeah.
He came back.
Yeah,
he came back stronger than ever. It was dope. So I kind of like that whole thing. That yes, these guys are a threat. Kingpin, they didn't kill him off.
No.
Even though he got shot in the face by Echo, boom, they didn't kill him off. Right.
Right.
So I like this trend.
Yeah.
Because that means that like Black Mariah didn't die in Luke Cage, did she? No. I don't think Constrictor died either. Not Constrictor. The guy who's fighting. But yeah, so I kind of like that trend. Although the Purple Man had to go, he was a problem.
Yeah, he was a problem.
He
was like Purple. I love Purple Man.
I do too.
Jones.
I do too.
But he was so good. That was the problem. He was so good at being so bad.
I know. Oh my God, he was a problem.
Maybe
she didn't take him out.
I get that it was well written. His send off was well written. By none. Like he was one of my favorite. I actually technically say he's one of my favorite MCU villains because like the Jessica Jones and the whole Netflix saga is canon now to the MCU. So I can say like he was probably up there with one of my favorite MCU villains. And David Tennant did a great job.
Oh my God.
Phenomenal.
Yes,
phenomenal
job. Oh my goodness. So as that villain, he was just so good.
Good.
Just the lines on my favorite scene in Jessica Jones, like when he when he froze the whole police station and was talking
that was fire. That was fire.
He did it, and he just did it just with like no urgency. He just calmly did, like it was second nature to him, And I love the fact. I like the fact he dressed purple and wasn't purple. Like you saw his intelligence, which was amazing. But a part of me wanted Purple Man. Like, look at the future right now. Like, look at Avengers. Like, Purple Man was a good villain of the Avengers, man. Especially when he twisted the minds of Tony Stark and all the rest of the heroes and like had him do his bidding. Like that would have been like cool, bro.
Yeah,
that would have been so cool, but I understand. Like, at least keep him contained. Contain, like this man cannot escape, yada yada yada. Make some reason, but like I get it. Right. Ultron. I'm sorry. Ultron.
No, I was gonna say that's the other thing. Like at least, we know that DC has Arkham. You know what I'm saying? We know that, and they have Argus and stuff like that, where we know people could be locked away for good, yada 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 yada.
Absolutely.
Marvel doesn't really have.
I mean, they have the Raft.
They have the Raft. They have Ravencroft. They have those two.
Right. So they have those two, but I don't know. I just feel like, and we have yet to even talk about. Oh my God! If they introduce him, I'll be so happy. If they make a mention of Annihilus during the Fantastic Four movie and the Negative Zone, bro, I will lose it.
Wasn't there a prison in the Negative Zone? Like a little prison, or like they minimize, I don't know, like
Ant-Man, remember Hank Pym, he created that thing.
Yes,
he created that thing. It was the prison.
It's coming to mind
because the Raft was kind of like not really working and all.
Absolutely,
so he created that prison, and then he would shrink him and Pym shrunk people down and put them in the Negative Zone and this and that. Yeah, it was that would be dope. That would be dope,
right?
That would be dope, and that's kind of where you put some of those threats, because after a while, the security of the Raft was like kind of questionable.
Yeah,
so that's why they created that. But man, listen, that would be amazing. Holy crap! I would love to see them do something like that, because again, Annihilus being such a threat, because you're introducing Galactus, right?
Absolutely, yes, you are.
Super threat. You're introducing Doom, super threat, but that Annihilation Wave, imagine the Annihilation Wave, and you got to get everybody on deck.
Oh yeah,
we got
definitely.
We got Bugs taking They're destroying like galaxies coming this way. The annihilation wave on the way. Come on. Got a Richard Rider Nova. You got the Guardians coming back, but the real Guardians. Let's talk about that at some point. Anyway, but you have all these characters that need to step up, and oh my, and you need the powerhouse characters.
And
So,
you know
oh
how
my
to do
God.
it. You know how they can actually do it, so that they can say that those that have been killed can be brought back, and they can do it with just a scribble of the pen. How easy it would be. All you do, you blame it on Shield.
Right. And not
You
only
know what I'm
that,
saying? Shield came
also
in,
remember,
cleaned up the scene, and he didn't really die. He's
right.
Been.
You got to understand they set that up with Loki, because Loki being the god of stories now and being actually kind of pushing the multiverse, right? At a whim, just because he wants it to happen, he could bring back people. He could bring people back to life.
He can, but I don't think he will.
I don't think he will either. However,
but he can.
So if that was a thing, it can happen. It can really happen. We already have Mistress Death in the MCU through Agatha all along, right? So we got her, right?
This is my thing with Death, though. This is my thing with Death. I'm thinking, two things. One, I think they don't have any creative direction for Death, in my personal opinion, just like as their direction just for the company.
Okay.
And two, just with the recent, unfortunately the recent events, what happened with Audrey Plaza, her, coping. I think she had a loss of her husband, with suicide. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Her husband, right? Yeah, passed. And I think it's going to get like a lot of time just to heal, I think that character, even though she did a great job, is going to be on standby, unfortunately. From what I see.
I don't see it being that long. She is a staunch professional.
No. I agree. I agree. But I just think I'm just doing. That's why I said it as a second option, like as like a minor. But I think the first option is I feel personally. I'm just by experience of what we've seen that they don't have anything for that character as of right now. Which is sad. Because there's a lot you can do with that character. That could be a back burner character. You can only have that character for like, I don't know, 2 minutes, but those 2 minutes can be impactful. Those 2-3 minutes with Death, that can be like very impactful. Like it could be like it could be a strong background character. I think it's a missed opportunity not to use that as a strong background character, especially with the X-Men coming soon.
Yeah, and you gotta think about the grander scheme though. The
grander scheme is me not saying WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Go ahead, Professor.
Yeah. So we got to think of the grander scheme right here. That whole thing that happened with her through Agatha all along, right? That was just a minor. It was a minor, like her popping up type of thing. It wasn't her real interventions. It wasn't her like doing anything, because you have to think about it. Mistress Death is a multiversal construct.
Yeah,
she's one of the cosmic entities.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got Galactus coming, right? Even though he's cosmically powerful, she's more powerful than he is.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
The Phoenix Force we saw now that the X-Men are canon, right? So the Phoenix Force, a multiversal construct.
Yes, sir.
You got Owen Reese, the Molecule Man, coming, universal construct. The Beyonder, universal. So you have these monumentally powerful beings,
right,
that are not just street level, world level. No, they're universal constructs. If we now, Loki is too. You know what I mean, because of his connection to the multiverse, but we have all of these opportunities with the MCU to make stories like that happen. Do they have to happen right now? No, because I say give the cosmic thing a break. But at some point, that with Captain America, and that them mining for adamantium from the people who created that is going to come looking. Right. You know what I mean? All the stuff that Doom is supposed to be cooking up. stuff that was created was from a cosmic entity. There's some right, so there's some people that are not going to be too happy, and they're going to come a calling. So there's still an opportunity for her to show up.
I got you,
but more on a cosmic scale, I think, because we saw Entity. I mean, we saw Oblivion. We saw, so we're getting the pieces that we saw Eternity in that train wreck, Thor: Love and Thunder. But we are. I'm never gonna not say that. Anyway,
you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
So yeah,
I liked the movie. It was fun.
Liked, not love. Liked.
No, I didn't love the movie. It was fun. It was a spits and giggles type of thing.
It wasn't supposed to be.
I agree, especially with the villain. I agree, especially with the villain they had.
Gore the God Butcher, and
man,
right now, sir.
Yo,
You're
bro,
laughing.
you shouldn't be laughing with a villain like that.
Okay,
maybe Enchantress. Laugh with Enchantress.
Right? Yeah,
Enchantress would have been good for that movie.
That would have been
the direction they were good at. Enchantress would have been good. They could have had Sydney Sweeney could have played Enchantress.
That would have been dope. They introduced their sister in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I was like, they are really doing this Asgardian thing.
Yeah, they could have done that.
You had all the pieces. You have the Executioner. You have all the pieces. So I don't know. Maybe
opportunity for Enchantress if they want to go the Kami route.
Yeah, they give her a shot. She's a great villain.
Especially with the Zeus party, that she could have been perfect for that.
It would have been perfect for that.
With the Zeus party. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
missed opportunity. They're ignoring the wrong characters. I'm sorry, they're ignoring the wrong characters.
Let's talk about the right though. We talk about the wrong, which is funny. I want to continue talking about the wrong. It's funny and it makes content.
Yes.
But this film in July, Fantastic Four, is important for them, I believe, as a company, because the last two, I love Jessica Alba to death, but the last two, weren't up to par for a true Fantastic Four film.
Yeah.
What should be done? What needs to happen in this film? Easy Blues. Excuse me. Easy Blues. I'm going to go with you first.
It needs to not suck.
Besides that.
That's how low the bar is. No, but that's how low the bar is, though. Like the past two attempts have failed so miserably, and not only that, but MCU's not doing that great at selecting things right now, as we just talked about Thor: Love and Thunder. So for me, they need to get a C. That's really all they need to do is get a C.
Get a C?
Yeah, they need to get a C.
First family a C?
No, but that's all expectation wise.
I need an A.
No.
I need an A minus up. If you got the true Galactus in that film. I don't mind female Silver Surfer. Let the fanboys complain because female Silver Surfer was in the comics. I don't mind that because you can still give me Norman Rad.
Yeah.
That's my spiel. But I do not.
He's on the way, though.
He's on the way, and I agree. But it does not deserve a C. At least the A minus.
No, he's saying that's all it has to get.
All it has to get.
Which I get. Because, as much as people have been hating on it, I thought Captain America was a solid B+. I'm sorry.
And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
I'm down.
I'm happy with that. Captain America was a solid B+. I agree. No argument there.
So, can I answer that question too?
Yes, you can. I was going to go to you next.
All right, you done easy because I haven't thought about it.
I'm done because like I said, I said what I said, and I understand why I said it.
Right. So, what they have to do is what they're already doing.
Yes.
Right. They're putting all the right pieces together. Right. They're giving us something that is also going to give us an opportunity to see an evolution of the family.
Gotcha.
What they're doing is they're setting them in an alternate universe, right?
Yes, sir.
When the transition happens and they become full MCU 616 characters, right? That story gets played too, because if they're from like what their world is like the 60s or whatever, and it's a futuristic 60s, when they come here, there's the whole thing of now they have to make adjustments. Well, Reed Richards, you're not as smart as you thought you were because you have all these other people in the universe that are just as smart as you now.
Right.
And I mean, Moon Girl exists in that in this world. And then so what I'm saying is they're putting all the right pieces together. And that whole I think it's cute. The whole wholesome family thing, it actually feels like a family thing. It really, really does.
Yeah, which
and
I
that's
love.
what it felt like. Right. That's what I loved about that comic book. Easy said something last time that was kind of like interesting about them, and it was, or was that? I don't know if it was us. I think it was us talking about it. Anyway, the whole thing where after this whole stuff that's happening with Kingpin, right?
Right.
And mass vigilantes are going to be like on the outs, and right.
Right.
Here you have this family that never wore a mask. They're just telling you who they are.
Right.
Right. It's going to make that acceptable. It's also going to put this thing where you have characters like the Winter Soldier, who's not wearing a mask anymore. Right. But he's also a senator or something. He is now?
He's a congressman.
He's congressman, right? So you have all these heroes that are like, now, all right, yeah, we don't wear a mask. We still want to do the job. Mass vigilantes are okay. They're some of our friends. You know what I mean? So we can get that second Civil War event happening now.
Right.
And again, it ties directly into this whole beef with Fisk and the vigilantes and this and that. Right. And now the government can get involved and stuff. And so I kind of see where us getting like not only the Secret Wars is coming, but we can get another Civil War happening and we can get it done the right way. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So I don't know. Again, they're putting all the right pieces together that kind of sets us up for future storylines. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It would be dope to find out there's not only a Galactus in their world, but there's
in another world.
Right. What I don't want to happen is I don't want all of the stuff happening in their world and it coming to our world by way of the incursions. I don't want us having a reason, because Norrin Rad Galactus is in every universe.
Right.
Right? Every part of the multiverse there is a Galactus. There's like Celestials. There's right. The only thing that's a constant in all of the universes is, well, two things. There's a Scarlet Witch. There's a Phoenix Force. And then there's the one the Living Tribunal. Living Tribunal. Right. He's every multiverse. He controls all of the multiverse. Right. He's the judge, jury, and executioner of everything in the multiverse. And the only person above him, the one above all. That's it. Right. But I'd like to see
Stanley.
Yes, he's the one above all. So I would really like to see what they're actually showing us. Right. I'm sure they're not gonna they're gonna delve into how they got their powers and all that, but I don't think it's gonna be as grand. I don't think it's gonna monopolize the whole movie.
No, it's not. I don't think so either. Do you think Galactus is gonna be the main villain? Will we get a swerve?
I think Doom's gonna be the back villain.
He's
gonna be the back villain.
That makes sense.
From the stuff I've read, and again, I don't know how reputable, so it's grain of salt territory.
Absolutely.
Apparently, he's going to be trying to get like the bands from Shang-Chi. He's trying to get the bands from Miss Marvel, because Galactus allegedly
going from universe to universe.
Yeah, right. Gotcha. So and it's all to gain power so he can create this perfect world. If he does it, it's a little different from the new Secret Wars and all that into Battle World. It's a little different, but it's explainable. He's like, all right, that's doable. I could see that, but I don't need him to be the main villain at all in this movie. Maybe the ending credits, like the post credits, he pops up, but
I don't want to see the costume though.
I want to see.
I don't want to see the costume. I want to see Victor Von Doom. I just don't want to see the costume. I want to see the costume at Doomsday.
I don't want to see the mask off, sir. I'm so sick of this.
You don't?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't want to see the mask off. I didn't want to see him being revealed. at that Comic-Con. I didn't want to see that. Like, I wanted to see a reveal of Doctor Doom coming, but I didn't want it to be RDJ.
You wanted to wait into the theaters.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they could have said, man, do you know how they would have exploded?
How much money they left on the table?
They do. Oh man,
I think it's just because of the circumstances they were in at the time. They had to do that.
Yeah,
I think it was already planned for that to happen. I
think it was a slight for Mackie, though. I felt like it was a slight to Mackie, though. Like, I mean, let him. You know what I mean? Because they were all hype about that.
Through my personal opinion, I'm going to keep it a buck. I think the Captain America Brave New World was a slight to Mackie. I felt, with the Hulk stuff inside that movie, which I feel was unnecessary to Mackie's incredible acting, because his acting was so good in that movie. You can't say it was his fault.
No, it wasn't.
You can't say it was his fault at all. I think the unnecessary Incredible Hulk stuff within that, instead of just making it its own film, because Falcon and the Winter Soldier is not a bad series.
Nah, it was dope.
It's not a bad series at all. If you would have just explored his world a little bit more, because you had all the pieces to make a great piece of art. You had Carl Lumbly, who did a great job, phenomenal job as Isaiah Bradley. Phenomenal job as Isaiah Bradley. Mm-hmm. You had Danny Marias, who did a great job as the new Falcon. You had great pieces. You can keep Harrison. Everybody loves Harrison Ford. You can keep him for a little bit. He doesn't have to be the Red Hulk. No, he could be a main player. You could have had another villain in there. You could have had Taskmaster, Tony Roberts.
Tony Roberts would have been dope if they had uncovered him as holy crap.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if Crossbones didn't die, he would have been perfect for Brave New World.
Right.
I honestly think that it was their way of bringing the Hulk universe into the MCU the right way. You could have
easily done that in Doomsday or Secret War.
They could, no, absolutely, but because that was left on the table back in it, right? Because the last one with Norton came out
2008
after Iron Man, right after Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then Tony Stark showed up in the post credit or whatever. Yeah. That was cool. But there was no thing tying the rest of his world there. Yeah. Then you drop Mark Ruffalo as the new Hulk, right?
Absolutely.
I thought it was a good call, but whatever. Anyway, but then all those years there was no kind of tie it in a nice little bow type of stuff. And there was a lot of Easter eggs and stuff from that movie that they never finished off.
Agreed.
So do I think that they should have done it the way they did it and put it in Mackie's movie? No, absolutely not. I personally think they should have did the whole Serpent Society thing. They're a threat.
It would have been dope.
That would have been amazing.
Giancarlo Esposito was really good in that film.
He was dope in that. So I think that should have been the direction.
Yeah,
but
I felt if they would have had him and another King Cobra or a nice muscle for Esposito, it would have been really good. It would have been really dope. Put an Aaron Pierre as his muscle going against Mackie or something. That would have been some powerful stuff. If they really, really doped into it. People in the Serpent Society could have been, part of Congress.
Yes.
Trying to help out Harrison Ford. There's a lot of stuff they could have done to make that better.
Yep, I agree.
But
they did drop the ball. But it was
go ahead.
They also gave him a beautiful gift.
What gift is this?
The gift was the human, the man that did it without the serum.
Okay.
Stopped a Hulk.
Okay.
Yep.
A story I never wanted.
I get it.
It was dope. I thought it was dope.
I get it.
I like that fact too. I like that fact too. That's cool. That's cool. He did it without the serum, and then at the end he joked I maybe should have used that serum. You know what I'm saying? They did highlight it, which I was really happy about the film.
Right.
But if it's not needed, it's not needed.
Oh yeah. No, I get it. You look, this is something that you've actually, then you can go back and watch the other episodes.
Absolutely.
Something that you've said a bunch of times.
Absolutely. I agree.
You were very terrified that they were just going to they were going to overshine Mackie with and with the storyline for the thing. And the last time, the last time Mackie was overshined like that, he was losing to Eminem. So
which they still get him at. But it's tourism endearment. It's tears. It's a
right. No, I love him to death, and he's one of my favorite actors. And here's the best part to me. The best part about this whole thing is no matter what happened in that movie, he's still going to be in the horribly awesome TV show of Twisted Metal 2, and the new season's going to be dope.
Twisted Metal,
you know what I mean?
I like that show.
It's so good. It's so bad, but it's so good.
I know. Oh man, it was perfectly bad, and I love it
so good.
The camp in it was amazing. Samoa Joe as
Sweet Tooth was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. It was supposed to be that way, which was the great thing I loved about this series. I'm excited for the second season because you really get to see the tournament that's about to go on. And
exactly.
For those of you who play the game, you know what to expect out of this tournament. I just don't know if NBC is going to go all the way when it comes to the gruesome stuff in this tournament or not. That's the only thing.
They better.
If they keep it cartoonish, they got to keep it cartoonish like they have been. Keep it cartoonish. Keep it in that Acme anvil falling on your head type of way.
I understand Easy, but I got Twisted Metal Black vibes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Twisted. When I saw that trailer, I got Twisted Metal Black vibes just by the way they were presenting the trailer and how everything was going to happen. First one was cartoony. Yes, it was like PlayStation first mode, but we're talking about PlayStation 2 upload, PlayStation 3 kind of vibes right here for this new season, which I'm really gun-ho for. And I'm excited. I'm really excited. And one thing, my favorite part about the last season, the first one, was how they went on to Sweet Tooth's backstory. They didn't do much, which I really loved. They didn't overdo it, but it was needed. It was something needed that we didn't need, and I really felt it was done the right way, and you get to see the compassion. And Will Arnett's voice with Samoa Joe just narrating with it was great.
Yeah,
it was great. It was a really great sight to see. So I'm excited to see what's to come for this new season. I think what's easy. October? I believe Halloween time.
I think it's October. I can't wait.
I'm gun ho for this. A lot of great television's coming out this year. Yeah. We got the Marvel Zombies coming out, which I'm excited about. We got The Last of Us Season 2 coming out this year. We got Eyes of Wakanda coming out this year. I know X-Men 97 Season 2, that's for 2026, but I know that's getting heavily promoted right now. It's a great time for television. Oh, last season of Stranger Things is this year too. So there's so much to look forward to when it comes to television-wise for everybody. Great time.
Is it awful that I didn't watch the third season that just was Stranger Things?
I gotta catch up.
I stopped.
You stopped?
I stopped.
I lost interest. I did.
I lost interest in saying the tag too. WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Harry, don't kill me, don't sue me. I love you and I love doing what I'm doing here. Oh, overrated, underrated, waste of time. So we're talking about television. Let's talk about adult cartoons in the last minutes of this broadcast. Adult cartoons. Overrated, underrated, waste of time. Easy Blues, I'm going to you.
Well, I think some of the most overrated. No, I won't even start with overrated. I'll start positively. Underrated.
Let's start on a positive note. Okay, sir.
I'm gonna start on a positive note.
All right, go ahead.
And I'm gonna talk about the show that I think was underrated, and it's not necessarily an adult cartoon, so can't necessarily fall into that. All right, forget that one. I was gonna say Real Monsters, but that's not really an adult cartoon.
When you think about it, back in the day.
I know. Back in the day, it could have been.
Today it would be. Yeah.
Today it totally would be. But back in
Mm-hmm.
the day, it was something we watched as teens and later on.
Yes, sir.
But no, I think underrated are some of the shows that ran on Netflix. One of the ones that I absolutely love is Paradise. I don't know if anyone else has seen it, but it's so funny.
Cartoon
It's
Paradise.
Paradise PD.
Oh, okay. There's a Paradise on Hulu. This is
Yeah, no,
political, so
it's
okay,
on
got you.
Netflix. It's
You say
Paradise.
PD. Gotcha. All right, go ahead.
Paradise PD.
All right.
And I believe it's the same people that do like American Dad. Or at least it looks very similar in animation type.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, they've got a talking dog. Yeah, they've got a sex obsessed blonde.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's so bad it's good. It's
Okay.
so good. I suggest you watch it, and then probably seek counseling. Yeah.
All right.
That's going to be the underrated, sir.
That's the underrated one. Yeah, that's the underrated. Not enough people have been scarred by it like me, and they need to be scarred by it because it makes you a better human being.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
As per overrated, it's always tough for me because I feel like it has become overrated.
Become overrated, yes, sir.
Even though it was one of the most important cartoons of all time,
duly noted,
and push the envelope. Now I just think it's just overrated fluff, and I'm saying South Park.
South Park, okay.
Yeah, South Park. And I
South
know
Park
that's
overrated. All right.
I know but like the stuff they've been putting out lately, it hasn't been bulletproof.
Okay.
It's been okay. It's been okay. Like they did it, you could tell they're doing it for the check. And people know how I feel about people that do it for the check. I'm proud of you. You got your check. You did what you needed to do.
Yes, sir.
But it's not good art to me. It's just not. Your heart, I could tell your heart's not in it. And if your heart's not in it, I don't want to see it.
Ooh.
And then waste of time.
Yes, sir.
Oof. Waste of time is actually the new cartoon that's out there about the gods that has actually a really funny cast, but it's just off. It's
new
not
cartoon about the gods. Which service?
I believe it's on Fox. Hold on,
Fox. God cartoon about the Fox.
No,
cartoon on Fox, not about the Fox.
It's on Fox. Yeah.
On Fox. My apologies to the audience.
God's cartoon.
I wish I had sound effects, man. I got to see if I can get sound effects. No, I don't want to get sued.
Oh,
I don't want to get sued.
You gotta say, Crapopolis.
Crapopolis. Okay.
Crapopolis. I will say
that's crazy.
It's a waste of time. It's falling flat. And I think it's trying too hard to pretend to be a smart adult comedy.
Okay. All right. I understand.
There's still some funny jokes. Like it still kind of hits, but like not well.
I gotta check it out. Maybe I gotta watch the trailer. I know Fox has some unusual titles when it comes to their Sunday animation for adults. Professor, you want to do rock, paper, scissors? Or you want to be the main event? Yours is
mine is quick.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
it's up to you.
My overrated is South Park. He already said that one.
All right. Cool.
Very, very overrated. All right. It was funny like a few episodes in, and then after that, no thank you. It was trash. Waste of time. Family Guy. Hands down.
Family Guy's your waste of time.
Waste of time. Family Guy. Family Guy. Lois is too good for him. Anyway,
That's true. I always hope Lois would end up with Brian.
Yeah, yo,
Seriously.
crazy.
I treat her so much better. Anyway, now my underrated is you probably never even heard of it.
Yeah.
But it was done brilliantly. There's a show called Drawn Together.
Drawn Together, I like so much.
Together.
Okay,
Oh,
so
bro, you took me back. You put me in a good place, bro.
And you know what's the beauty of it is like each of the characters, not only were they drawn in the style of whatever, like that Betty Boop character.
Oh, amazing.
She was first of all, she was black and white, which was hilarious. Right. But they flipped her character on its ear, and she was the extreme opposite of what she was. The Cinderella character, like all the characters that, oh my god, it was done so well that I really wish that show didn't go away. Okay. Like I wish they would have continued it because there is no like limit to the jokes that you could have done in that show. Was it raunchy? Yes. Was it really for adults? Yes. I just think it came out at the wrong time. Kids were looking at a little bit of everything during that time, and that one just happens to come out. And there was no from the trailers, because you can only do so much in the trailer. There was no real clear thing that was saying that it was just for adults until a kid made the mistake in watching it, and then their parents like, cover your eyes. That's probably what happened. But they probably got a lot of static because of that. But that show was brilliant. Folks, look it up if you want to. That's my pick.
I agree.
That was it? Okay. Wow. You're right. That was quick. Wow. My waste of time is Good Times on Netflix. It shouldn't have been made. They remade Good Times into an adult cartoon.
Tell me they did, please.
They did. By the creator of Family Guy.
Gross.
Shouldn't have been made. Gross. Waste of time. I did not watch an episode because the trailer disturbed me. Because it was so stereotypical. It was crazy. They tried to put it in today's world.
Gross. I'm going to have to watch it now. I'm going to have to watch it now.
See if it's on Netflix still.
So mad.
See if it's on Netflix still. It's a waste of time to me.
It's on Netflix, or was it on Hulu? Or
Netflix.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Gross. I'm going to curse you the entire time I'm watching it.
You're going to be thinking of me. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I'm never going to watch it. Never.
Okay.
Never going to watch it.
You know you're going to watch it.
Nope. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
You're not even morbidly curious.
Not at all.
You get to watch a train wreck.
Not at all.
You can watch a trailer.
If you want to be honest about it, I didn't like the original series back in the day.
That's another take we're going to talk about the next episode. That's another take we're going to talk about the next episode. That's another take we're going to talk about the next episode. My underrated pick. It was a show on USA back when I was a little kid. It made me laugh. I wasn't supposed to watch it, but I saw a couple episodes. And when I became an adult, I watched the full seasons of this episode. It's premiered on USA. It stars one of the most funniest people I felt who was on Seinfeld. His name is Jason Alexander. That show is called Duckman. Duckman is one of my favorite adult cartoons. Was Duckman. Duckman. This is just a little quick overview. I know I'm slurring my words because it was really. People need to see this show. Eric T. Duckman, a sarcastic, womanizing duck, solves crimes with the help of his pig partner, Cornfed.
I loved that show.
Duckman was so good.
Duckman,
you should not have been watching as a child. You should not have been watching that as a child.
I mean, like when you just wake up. You just wake up, you turn on the TV to fall back asleep, and then Duckman was on like around 11:30, and then I laughed and I went right back to bed, and started my day over the next day. But Duckman is definitely one of those true gems I feel they can bring back because the whole cast is still here. Jason Alexander is still here. You can still do it. Imagine Duckman in this time. Oh, amazing. Bring it back. Bring it back, bro.
I would love that.
My overrated. It's a mix. It's a mix with my overrated. I gotta. It was between these two cartoons that you guys already mentioned, but if I pick, between back and forth, I got to say, I gotta say, South Park, overrated.
Yeah.
It was gonna go to Family Guy. But there's some episodes in Family Guy that I really love. You know, I had to pick which one I liked the most.
Click, bloody click.
Yeah,
bam,
you know,
yes.
like the chicken fight was always gonna be it. I love the chicken fight in Family Guy. Peter fighting the chicken. It's always top tier for me. South Park, you know, there's hits and misses. You can only go so far with those characters. I think South Park and The Simpsons like tie when it comes to like true overratedness. But with Family Guy, I was gonna pick that for my overratedness for Family Guy because you know there's so much you can tell with those fourth wall jokes. There's only so far you can go with it. You know, because you had to make other variations like Cleveland Show, which I think is a waste of time. American Dad, which I don't really find that funny. You know, there's only far you can get into it.
It's
you know?
not. It's not. The whole German brain thing is just kind of
it doesn't click with me. You know,
No.
I don't run to turn on because like Family Guy, you can leave on in the background. The other two you really can't. You know, while you're doing your thing. But, you know, overrated, underrated, waste of time. This has been a great episode of Three Nerds Venting. Myself, Preston, EZ, BlueZ, and the OG Blurred himself, the Professor. Thank you very much. We will see you next week. And stay tuned on WNHH LP 103.5 FM New Haven.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just discount? I don't